So I want to talk about 2 years ago, I went ahead and attempted a Everest attempt. Mountaineering is something that I sort of had started when I was in middle school, forgot about it for about 10, 15 years. And around 2005, 2006, I ended up going on vacation. Just basically said, I'm going to go climb Kilimanjaro. And the way that usually works is 95% of people who climb Kilimanjaro say, that's great, it was an amazing experience. I never want to be in a tent that high ever again, get me the hell out of here. The other 5% were sort of like me, we ended up saying like, what else can we climb? And so over the course of basically the next 10 years, I started climbing more and more difficult mountains, each of which has its own particular story, and there's a lot of sort of fun narrative with those. Probably should have some more interesting stories, probably the third one down, which is a peak in Karsten's Pyramid. I was detained for 5 days there, held hostage. Probably the only time I've ever actually really panicked on the mountain is when there was like an SUV and you have a Indonesian SWAT team surround you with like Kevlar vests and like assault vehicles, and you go like, the best case scenario is I'm gonna end up in locked up abroad. That was really, turns out they're really friendly. Like we spent 5 days basically stuck in this, and like counting days, like how the hell am I gonna get out of here? As I sort of picked peaks, it sort of really evolved around this concept of the 7 summits, which is sort of the highest peak on every single summit. Fun fact is that this is actually something that was created by Yale. The first person to complete it was Dick Bass. He completed that in 1985, and he summited Everest. Since then, in the mountaineering community, it's sort of like the pinnacle list of things that you kind of want to do. I had sort of unintentionally started knocking them off. As of the end of 2016, had gotten through Denali, so I had completed 5 to 7. And it turns out that email marketing works. I was into a transitional period in my life. My company had been sold. I decided I did not want to report to Beijing. I get an email that says slots in 2017 Everest expedition are open. I thought this for a while and decided, sure, why not? Because I have nothing better to do except spend 2.5 months in Nepal. So climbing Everest is a extensive commitment. It's about 2.5 months. You fly into Nepal, you spend about a week to a place called Rupa, known as the most dangerous airport in the world. A plane that I was on when I left crashed literally 2 flights later, joining everyone on board. You go from 9,000 feet up to base camp, which is about 18,000 feet. And then you spend a month going back and forth through what's called the Khumbu Ice Fall, up to Camp 1, then the Lhotse face, which is where Camp 3 is, and then all the way up to the summit. And basically, the only reason you're spending that much time there is to acclimatize your body to the altitude. When you get up to the summit, you're at about 3rd level of oxygen, and your body basically, starting about 18,000 feet, really, or about 14,000 feet for that matter, basically starts breaking down over an extended period of time. The only way someone else sort of described it as, the easiest way is that when you're about at base camp, it's like having a paper bag over your head and trying to breathe through that. And then as you get higher, replace that paper bag with a plastic bag, then it gets sort of tighter and tighter and tighter. And then finally you end up using oxygen, and it's like having a small little hole poked in the plastic bag, and you can actually kind of sort of breathe. This is a picture. So it's always hard to get the scale, like how big the Himalayas are and how big Everest is. But you can't really see that these are tents. This is where we were. From like here to here, it's like 2,000 vertical feet. And you sort of go through the Khumbu Ice Hall about 3 or 4 times. GoPros are great these days. You get a lot of fun pictures. And the process literally is going through the ice fields. So we had to do these 3 times as we sort of climb past, going up to Camp 1, going up to Camp 2, going up to Camp 3. You cross multiple crevasses. As the weather shifts, the crevasses get bigger. So what might have been like 1 ladder before ends up being 2 or 3 by the end of the season. In many cases, there'll be avalanches and the entire pack will collapse. You'll have to find the guides and really have to put a new route. And just sort of the scale of sort of how those mountains. So it's an incredible piece of terrain. It's absolutely unlike anything in the world as far as I'm concerned. And just a tremendous amount of, in some ways, fun to kind of get used to it. And then as you get higher up, it gets steeper and you are sort of more and more isolated with people. So the Lhotse face is from 22,000 feet up to base camp, which is 26,000. And as you're going through the process, you are pretty much in a single file line on a bunch of ropes that are questionably sort of bailed in. And the groups get consolidated more and more as weather goes along. So you only have like certain weather windows. And so everyone sort of tries to go during the same period of time. When you end up getting these, actually a picture, everyone's been seeing stuff from Everest this week, which I'll get to, you just literally get lines of people back to back to back. And so the people who are climbing, so in the case of like this, the one in the middle, you have two different Jumars, and like if people are going too slow, you have to like climb around them and like sort of hug the rope, hug them, and sort of hope that like everything goes just fine. And then the conditions just get more and more extreme the higher you get up. And so, like I said, you're on full-blown oxygen by the time you're at about 26,000 feet. This is a view from Camp 4. It's what's referred to as the death zone. Once you get up here, you stay as for as little time as possible because without oxygen, your body will completely 100% break down in a matter of days. So you climb up from Camp 3 to Camp 4. It took about 7 hours, 3,000 feet. And you get in there about 2:30, and we started our climb at 9:30 that night. So you get about 7 hours of rest, and then you go ahead and make your final push. And it's always kind of interesting because you spent 2 months getting there, you're climbing, and you sort of have this moment, and everyone gives each other a hug, and like, this is going to be really exciting, and you're like, okay, hopefully we'll come back, because that's actually when all most accidents happen, it's like from that point. And I had gotten sick during the day going up to this. And so one of the things about going to Everest is like basically staying healthy is like your number one goal. You don't actually socialize with any of the other climbers. Basically everyone gets something from pneumonia to bronchitis. They're hanging out antibiotics like candy in the Everest base camp, and people sort of get turned around. And so you end up getting to this point where like this is your final push, and how hard are you willing to climb, and how much you're willing to risk. Frostbite's almost a given. I'd say about 50% of people get some kind of frostbite in some capacity. And you sort of go up, you're on oxygen, but you're going to be absolutely exhausted. And so I got sick. And so I started, and I fell behind pretty quickly behind everyone else, when, relative to where I've been performing post of that. So at about, and that becomes what hurt, because you spend all this time. I don't know, some of you may have seen this article in the New York Times 2 years ago. And there's this guy over on the side who's basically was left for dead, died there. And the way that I ran into him, because I didn't know he was up there. You know that there are some bodies, there's actually over 200 bodies left on Everest. It's too dangerous to get them all down. And when you're going up, you're in a mask or in a giant snowsuit, you look like a Michelin man. You've got a helmet on, you've got goggles on. It's kind of like snorkeling through water, scuba through water that's really muddy and absolutely can't see visibility anymore. And so as we're going up, and the pace is, you don't have time for the pace because it's that slow. You start seeing, you have no visibility, and you start seeing these things, these shapes that come out of sort of the mist. And there was, what I realized was coming ahead was this body. And not one that I had known was actually there. He actually died the year before. He was not on the roadmap. Literally, there are certain bodies you use as trackers to know how far up the mountain you are. It's kind of that morbid. And when I passed him, and you looked at him, and he's like, he's been here relatively recently, he's wearing the same gear I am, he's actually well equipped. And so you have that thought in your mind. And the same year, one of the best climbers in the world, probably the single best climber of the generation, guy named Uli Steck, was training to do a brand new world record, died 2 weeks early. He had passed me when we were going through the Kumbo ice wall. I had said hi to him. He's one of the best, he literally is the best climber. He had an accident 2 weeks later and was gone. And so during the course of those days leading up, there were a bunch of other fatalities. Our guides wisely don't tell us this in order so we don't freak out. But I got to a point where I was behind, I was running low on oxygen. It turns out my mask had frozen over, and so I actually was probably not operating with oxygen. It was not my intention to climb without oxygen. That's not a good plan. And so had to make the decision to turn around. And my guide, fortunately, knew that I was trained enough that I sort of was willing to make the decision, but a lot of people don't. They've been there for 2 months, and if you've seen any of the pictures of the last week, this is just in a very narrow window. We had like 200 people try to summit in a single day. They've had 8 fatalities this week. And it's because of people not wanting to go because they've been their entire lives there. So, just going sort of wrapping up, it is one of the most incredible places. Being able to walk through and experience this terrain is just unbelievable. It is like a different part of the world. But it is one of those cases where, as you're going through that process, I spent a lot of time thinking about my own mortality, what it is I want in life, but also knowing that, yeah, I'm probably going to go back to some other mountain sometime soon because I just can't help it. Thank you.